Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany. I am 36. I'm trying to think what this channel's about because, to be honest with you, I'm kind of finding my feet with it again. This video though is about pregnancy. I am, I guess, what you call an older mum. So some of you might be here for that. I also do a lot of interior because we renovated our house. So yeah, welcome to my channel that has no real genre yet, but we will get there. I love doing vlogs, but I must admit that kind of lost my way a little bit because I knew I wanted to do family vlogs, but that just wasn't happening for us for a long time. Please go watch my conception video. It tells you a little bit more about that. But this is going to be, and I have got a cold today, so do apologise for the nasal voice. But if I don't do this now, then I'm never going to get around to it. But this is going to be my first trimester symptoms, hell, all those things, because the reason I thought, there's so many of these on YouTube and on the internet, you can do a lot of research, but I just thought, I was actually in Greece on holiday 5 days after I found out, so I felt very alone, and obviously I hadn't told anybody, so I found these videos really useful. In fact, I was literally glued to my phone watching these YouTube videos on my holiday when I should have been relaxing, reading my Kindle, talking to my husband, playing in the pool, but instead I was like watching them like a hawk, thinking I need to absorb everything here to find out if I'm normal. You know how it is, you want reassurance. So I hope that maybe this video might help some of you, especially if you've struggled to conceive like I did. We struggled for 5 years. I'm an older mum. I don't know, this might be helpful. So I'm going to talk about the first symptom that I experienced, and I did touch on this in my how I conceived video, and that was sore boobs. I feel like it's such a textbook thing, but I thought about it in a very different way. And I mentioned this before, I thought your nipples would hurt because I thought that was the source of like where the milk comes in. So I thought sore nipples. It wasn't at all. It was actually really heavy, painful side boob syndrome. Some people call it syndrome. I got up from my bed and I was like, ow. And that was literally my sign to take a test. I did mention in previous video, sorry to keep relating it back to that, that I wasn't obsessed with flow that month, because I feel like I had been so obsessed with tracking everything that I just let loose for 1 month, which of course is the month it happened. So I knew roughly that I was going to be on my period before my holiday, and when that didn't come and then I woke up with that, I was like, something's awry here. But moving on to going on holiday, I literally felt so weird about it because I said to my husband, I just want a symptom, I want something to know I was pregnant. And I remember when I did eventually tell my friends and I said, oh, I still don't really feel pregnant, they were like, hold on to that feeling, because trust me, when they come, you'll wish that you could go back to being symptomless. And honestly, that's my biggest gift that I can give to you through the camera right now. If you've not got any nasty symptoms or like signs, just cherish this time, cherish it, because all I wanted was to feel something, and then when I did, I'm like, oh, just go away. But I went on holiday, everything was fine. So this was probably week 4 or 5. So as you do, I was obsessed with checking my app, was watching all these YouTube videos about the things that I should have, and I was like, I don't really have these things. I haven't felt nauseous yet. The first thing that I got, which I was really aware of, was my teeth. And my teeth have been a problem the whole way through. But the first thing that I noticed, because we were in Greece, I was using bottled water to swill out my mouth after I brushed my teeth. I found it really sensitive to brush the molars. The fronts of my teeth were fine. I'm the sort of girl that can chew an ice lolly. Not a problem. Slush puppy straight down the hatch. I don't have sensitive teeth. But I was like, what's going on here? Really sore to brush the sides. And then when I swilled out with water at the end, because it was bottled water, a lot colder, I was like, it felt like lightning bolts. It was horrible. So that was number 1. The second one that I had on holiday, and I'd say like the biggest one for me, obviously you take all these nice dresses, they look great when you leave. I mean, I was always a curvier girl anyway. Curvy as being kind, chubby. Girl anyway, I've never been slim. So I picked these dresses up. I feel all right in these. I got the bloat like something else. And bear in mind, we were on all-inclusive, but I really wasn't living it to the max, because another thing I got was food aversion. So Sean, my husband, got so fed up with me in the end, because I was like, it smells of dishwasher in here. It smells of wet dogs. It was a 5-star resort. It absolutely didn't. And he was just like, not again. I was like, I can't eat from that plate. I can smell dishwasher. Can't drink from that cup. It smells of dishwasher. I annoyed myself by the end of the holiday. But I didn't actually eat much food. I was really off chicken, lumps of chicken. Could handle like a nugget, still can. As long as it's fried and like not a chunk. But I really did struggle with certain foods, and all I wanted to eat was like feta, burrata. Couldn't have any of it. It was quite sad. But yeah, I just was so bloated all up here. I mean, I've always had like lower stomach, you know, fat, but the top I've been able to suck in all my life. Couldn't suck it in anymore. So I literally had all these lovely dresses to wear, and I think I was on the same 3 dresses for the whole holiday. And Sean was like, do you want a picture? I was like, no, I don't. I don't want any pictures, leave me alone. I was like, I felt like a whale. And I know a lot of women that are pregnant early stages probably relate to that. And like I said, I've never been skinny, so I was used to feeling kind of this way, but I was just like, this is a different ball game. So the bloat, which meant that I just wore the same dresses that I felt comfortable in. And then the food aversions and the smell, my smell was just like a bloodhound. Honestly, I was just like, I could smell everything, like heightened, things that weren't even there. And that was really what I had on holiday. Oh no, cramps. That was the other thing that really worried me. I'm trying to remember it all now because it feels like so long ago. So when I was in bed one night, I remember waking up because I had a cramp. It was so painful. I was like, it felt like a period cramp. I was like, oh, and I was like, something's wrong. And again, all you want is reassurance, but I was on holiday, didn't have any pregnancy tests. I was like, oh, what if that's not, you know, you worry yourself sick. So that was my Greece journey. When I got back to the UK, around week, what started first? I'm gonna try and think now. I think it was my teeth. Still haven't really had any nausea. Lost my appetite for a lot of things though, which won't do me any harm. But my teeth. So I need to explain a backstory about my teeth. I had my top 2 wisdom teeth out, no problem. Easy positioning, got them out. They got infected a few years back and just whipped them out, paid private, got them out because I was like, I can't deal with this, the pain. The bottom 2 teeth, as you can tell, I've got quite wonky bottom teeth, and that's because there's too many teeth in there basically. I've got 2 wisdom teeth that don't sit right. They are lying on the nerve in my jaw, and they x-rayed them about, I want to say about 7 years ago, and they were like, you're gonna need surgery on them. And I was like, well, they can stay where they are then, can't they? I hate operations. I've never had one. I hate hospitals. I know I'm in for a ride, aren't I, with this pregnancy? But you know, it's a fear. I can't rationalize it. I just hate it. I think it's the fear of the unknown. So I was like, well, they're not causing me any real bother apart from wonky teeth. Just leave them in there. Really haven't caused me that much pain. I must admit, when I get run down or stressed, they flare up a little bit, but it's like you pop an ibuprofen, it's manageable pain. Well, week 9 and 10, I have never felt so desperate in my life. I woke up one night and it felt like someone was drilling my jaw. This side was the only side that was doing it. This was like a dull ache. This one was like constant high pitch pain. I know that's not the word for it, but like it wasn't a dull ache, it was full on, and it was like shooting pains constantly. It wasn't infected. I knew it wasn't infected, so I rang my dentist and they basically said there was nothing they could do. They were like, we can't x-ray you because you're early pregnancy or you're not at 12 weeks. We can't give you any antibiotics just in case it's an infection because you're allergic to penicillin, and that was the only option before 12 weeks, that one. So like, speak to your midwife. I rang my midwife, they like, paracetamol. I was like, it's doing nothing. It was literally not even taking the edge off. So that was fun. And also, I don't know about many of you, maybe I'm just a bit weird, but I really was not keen on taking like any medication during my pregnancy. I just worry so much. So I was like, no, I don't want to take paracetamol. Anyway, my midwife said, I can't help you. So I left it a few days and I was literally going, it sounds dramatic, but I was going stir crazy. I was like, I'm gonna slam my head in a door, Sean, to stop this pain. I couldn't soothe it. Earache and toothache, I still say, is one of the worst things. Couldn't soothe it, couldn't stop it. So I rang my GP in tears and I was like, please help me. I hate asking for help, I hate begging. I was like, I'm not leaving this phone call until you help me. I was like, I can't do this, nothing's helping it. I was filling with salt water. I was doing everything that I could possibly do. And they prescribed me, is it codeine, I think? I wasn't really keen on taking them, but I was desperate at this point. It was the only thing that they said was safe. So I took it, knocked me out. I literally slept like a baby, woke up like a zombie. This tooth pain lasted for 2 weeks. Weeks 9, 10 and into 11. A little bit into 11, and then it just, as quick as it came, it went. So weird. To couple with it, it was during the heat wave. So I was just like putting hot compresses on it, and I was sweating. And I was in a bad mood because I was hot, and my tooth, I was just sitting on the sofa like this. I couldn't even sleep, couldn't lie on that side. It was just awful. And if anyone else has ever suffered with that, let me know. I even said to Sean at one point, I was like, I'm gonna pay someone on the back streets. There's probably no back streets anymore, Tiffany. Like, I'm living in Victorian times. I thought I'll pay someone to whip them out. I don't care how they get these teeth out, they're getting them out. Obviously, oh my God, that's fun. Couldn't have an operation for obvious reasons. But at that point I was like, just get them out of me. But like I say, after that, it just went away, and touch wood, it's never come back. But I'm saying this now, if I was to have another baby, if I was lucky enough, I'm not getting pregnant before those bad boys are out, because I cannot go through that again. I'm quite good with pain, but that was another level. I'd say it was worse than a kidney infection, which is probably the next worst pain I've ever felt. But yeah, I hope that none of you are experiencing that. But if you have, you know, comments below. And my final symptom, really, that is my biggest one and has stayed with me. The way I work is I seem to get rid of one symptom and another one rolls in. I'm never just free. And this is the last one of the first trimester, but it's carried on. So I'm going to do a video on the second trimester if you can bear to listen to any more gabbling. But yeah, basically I've been gagging for fun, and it's in sets of 3, so I'll go a lot more aggressive than that. And it's in sets of 3s. I've only been actually sick like 4 times. I've got a very strong stomach, and I think that's what saved me. But can't be in a car for like more than 45 minutes before it starts. The amount of carrier bags we've gone through, bags for life ruined from bile or excess saliva, that I'm just like, it needs to come out. But like actually sick, as in like food coming up, has only happened to me 4 times, and I'm really grateful for that. One of them went over a white dress, so that was awesome. But yeah, I've learnt my triggers now. So I'm a chocolatier. If I pressed my belly on the machine or lifted to get a heavy box, not a heavy box because I know I shouldn't be lifting, but you know what, like a box that's like a plastic one, baby did not like that. That would set me off. Certain foods, I went to Booker's the other week and walked through the cheese and hiccups is also another one. That's second trimester though. Walking through the cheese dairy room, I was like, what? Literally, so embarrassing. It happens in public. It just happens anywhere. When I'm hungry, when I need a wee and I can't go, like it just, yeah, these gags have ruled my life. And like I say, it's quite embarrassing because people think you've like got a stomach bug, and I'm like, no, I'm just pregnant, like I'm not ill. But they've just they've just become a bit of like a joke now, because Jasmine was really concerned. She's my friend and the girl I work with. At the beginning she was like, are you all right? And now she just laughs. She's like, go and grab a penny sweet, because penny sweets seem to soothe things for me. So, but everyone says ginger has not really worked. Ginger only really works in the car for me, so I've got a stash of ginger biscuits. My husband doesn't even take notice of them anymore. He used to be really like, what's going on? Now he's just like, oh, she's at it again. I feel like a cat with a fur ball. That's how I feel. And that's really it. I did go off cooking the first trimester. Just had no, and I love cooking from scratch. Just had no desire to like handle food, especially meat. Oh, meat. Oh. I remember cutting some like chicken into cubes for I was making something, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. It feels very dramatic. And I think when it's your first baby and your husband men just don't get women in general, do they? And I think he's just been a bit like, all right. I haven't suffered with tiredness, which is a really common thing. I'd say I suffered with it the week I was in Greece, but it's difficult to know, because I think when you're on holiday, all you do is like sleep on a sun lounger, isn't it? There was one day where I did snore though on a sun lounger, and that again was quite embarrassing. I was like, and Sean was like, everyone heard. I was like, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's the first trimester. I feel like that was a ride. That was quite a lot. I think I've had quite an easy pregnancy, but maybe not now that I've recapped it. I don't know. Let me know. Is this easy or is it a difficult one? I'm not sure. Either way, I've tried to remain as positive as I can, because obviously this baby is like a miracle to me. So I'm like, everything is great, even though I'm like dying inside. I'm like, no, happy to be gagging in public. Everything is a-okay. Because I just feel like you've got to be more grateful than normal. But yeah, that's it really. I'm gonna film my second trimester video straight after this, because I got my hair and makeup done, why not? So if you want to check that one out, off your pop. I think I'm nearly at the, God, my dates are all skewiffed. I'm nearly at the end of my second trimester, so at least I think I am. Baby brain. I'll talk about that in the next video. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me for nearly 20 minutes, gabble on. But like I say, I really hope this is some use to you, and I'd love to build a little community of people with like similar things maybe, or just mums, or anyone that wants to chat to me, because I love comments and I do reply. I'm not one of those that doesn't. So drop me a comment, please subscribe, tell all your friends to watch me, because I need my watch time. Yeah, really appreciate that you stuck with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.